Hello again everybody, welcome back to LilyLuLou, or welcome if it's your first time here. My name's Karen, I'm the Junk Journal Geek, and as you can see I'm continuing working on my Golden Opulence journal today. This is a design team project for Sunny Creates. If you have any suggestions for a name for the journal as I'm working on it, please drop them below. And then they'll all be popped into a poll in my Facebook group so that my Facebook members can vote on the name for the journal. And if you're not a member of the group, the details are down below so that you can come and join us if you wish. So since you were last here, I've put some extra pages in. I've got some, this was scrapbook paper that was only one-sided, so I just printed some other papers on the back that I had downloaded on my computer. I believe these are from Weathered Textures on eBay, Etsy. Got some music paper, and everything's been edged with the vintage photo and then the gold gilding polish. These pages, I have a old photo album that I found, I think it was in a charity shop ages ago, and it's quite a big album, and in between each page it's got this like tracing paper, but it's not tracing paper, you know what separates pages in a photo album. And this morning I thought, oh, I wonder if I can print on that, so I gave it a try and it worked, but this black ink took absolutely ages to dry and we got a bit smudgy. But I'm really pleased with how they came out. I just cut the page down to A4 size and put it through my printer as normal. I finished all these envelope pockets. I did this one with you on camera, I think. I did the other three and I've popped them in. I just started doing this and I thought, oh, I'm supposed to be doing this on camera. I'll turn the camera on. This page was, this is a tea stained page, and the edge was damaged where it's been, you know, in the hot water and then ironed and what have you. So I've just stuck some trim on each side to give that page edge a bit of protection. But that's what I want to do next, is go through and put some nice frilly page edges on here. I still haven't found my gold pen because I want to do some extra jazzing up some of these pages with a gold pen, but I still haven't found it. I've been through all my boxes and I can't find my gold pen, so it's obviously in one of my boxes, I just haven't found it. So that's the other half of that envelope pocket, and that's the vellum-y type paper. It's not vellum, but I don't know what it's called. So that's the first signature. I don't know if these signatures are still in the same order as they were when you first saw them. This is another one of those vellum pages, and this is another one of those envelope pockets. So yeah, I'm just showing you what I've done basically since we were last together. So that's the other half of that pocket. So that's that signature. They've all got the same extra papers in. This is another sheet of that vellum. That's that pocket page that I did and had to redo after my ink incident. This is another envelope pocket made from the used window envelopes. See, that page is damaged. That's going to need something on there. That's the other half of that. This pocket envelope pocket has got a pocket up here and an extra tuck spot there, just to make it a bit different. I'm debating whether to put little thumb notches in those. I think I probably will. So that's that signature. And then this one, this is the other envelope that's been made into a pocket. This is the other printed page, photo album page. And then where's the other half of that? There's the other half of that Well, this was the one we did on camera, wasn't it? Not the first one. So that's where I am so far. So I thought I'd just go through and stick some trim on a few of the pages just to make it look prettier. So I've done some on that page. This page edge is okay, so let me just check whether there are any other page edges that need help, and if not, we will put something on that page edge. And that will sort of balance that out. The rest of the other tea-dyed pages all look okay on that half. So let's do something similar on this side. I've got all sorts of trims and ribbons and things in front of me to use. What do I want? How long is that? That's right. How about some of these roses? They look opulent, don't they? And I thought we could stick that on and just have the little leaves hanging over the edge there, couldn't we? So I'll just cut round. Sorry, I know I'm doing that off camera. Cut round this rose shape, and we will, pop that there. I think so. Let's put some art glitter glue on here. So nothing very exciting today. Just prettying up some of these pages, but thought you might like to see what I'm doing. So how are you today? It's not raining here at the moment. It's bit cloudy, but it has been sunny this morning. I've got my washing on the line, which is a rare occurrence. So I like to make the most of it. I don't think we're going right up there, are we? I've put too much glue on there. Not paying attention to what I'm doing because I'm rabbiting. So if we try and just deciding, I think those little roses need to be on the edge, and then there'll just be a couple of little leaves poking out. So then I'll trim this off around the shape. And these can be used elsewhere in the journal. Gluey fingers. Let's do the other one and then pop a bit of hand sand on. I'm going to chop that one there. So we've got a couple of little bits sticking out of the top as well. So just leave that for a second to dry. Get rid of that glue. Icky sticky. Let's pop that back in and see how it looks. Probably just going to do, a couple of page edges in each signature to start with. So that's quite nice because we've got these little leafy bits popping out at the side just to add a bit of interest. I might put some tabs on some of the page edges as well. I will see how we go. So again, I'm just going to flick through and first of all see if there are any pages that need attention. That one does. Let's see how many of them need attention, because then we might just do, if there's more than one page that needs help, we can just do little things on some of the pages instead of a whole edge. I think that one's got a little bit. Is that the same one? It is. So there's a fly flying around in here. Max is trying to catch it. If you're wondering what that noise is in the background. So we've got a little tear here. So I need something. Oh, I can't see where this is pinned. Oh, it's not pinned. That's why I can't see where it's pinned. That may be okay if I do it on both sides. It's not quite thick enough. It'll be okay on the back one. How about some crochet trim? That's wide enough. Oh, this one might be wide enough. Both of these sides look like the wrong side to me. I think it's supposed to go that way. Now, would that be wide enough? Not quite. Right, let's do this wide crochet trim on this one. And if this time I will do this on one side and then just stick something on the other side, I think, to strengthen it on the other side. I won't do double crochet trim on both sides. Right, pop some glue on here. We're making a right mess with this today. I want that little fancy bit to come over the edge. Excuse my arm, just reaching for my tissue. And then here, I don't really want to put that on that side as well, I don't think. Or do I? Actually, I think I will, having said that. There you go. Decision made. Let's make sure. Which way around did I stick it on that side? Yeah, that way. So I'm just putting glue where the trim is a bit denser. I may well have to come back and put extra glue in later if I feel like it's not holding well enough. But I'm just doing this for now to get it on. And then we will reassess if we need to later on. Whoopsie. So I want to line these up. And we'll have some real dimension on there. And then I can use this crochet trim, you know, the little holes that are poking out over the edge. I can put some, you know, something dangly there if I want to. So let's leave that to dry. And now this side. What did I say I did in the last one? I did 2 different pages. No, just one page. This one, Could pop some of this on here, which is quite nice. I'll chop some of that off. So even though the journal is, the kit is black and gold, we seem to be using a lot of cream and gold here, but I think it will all blend in the end. It will all work. This trim's quite heavy, so I'm putting the double strip of glue. There, actually, I could have used, I might have been better using double-sided tape for this, thinking about it. It might have protected those tears a bit better. Now, that's the question. I wonder where my double-sided tape is. Right, so that's stuck there nicely. Do I need to do anything on the other side? No, the other side looks okay, so that will be all right for now. That is dry. So we can pop that one back in. So that's how that signature's looking now, the edges. Let's pop this pin in while we have a search for the next one. What have we got in here? Right, that one looks okay. That one looks okay. That one's got a little tiny tear. And so has that one. But we can, they both can just have tabs on those because they're only, oh, there it is, there's the big one. So that's the one we're going to work on. I haven't got many options with the really wide trim. Which is a shame. I don't want it too samey. I think this ribbon's too Christmassy. Should we have some more of this? Oopsie. Pulling everything out in one go. We used so far. Yeah, I'll have a bit more of that, I think. Oh, that is all one piece. I thought there were two pieces there. Which way round did I stick it before? Did it with that scalloped edge out. Wondering if I should do it the other way on this one, just so it gives a little bit of a different look. Not very chatty today, am I? Haven't really got anything to tell you. Still haven't got my craft room sorted properly. I need to have a trip to IKEA, I think, to get myself some shelves and cupboard space and things. And I think I want an extra bit of desk so that I can have my Cricut set up, you know, instead of having to move it every time I want to use it. as I've got my own room now, I want to make the most of it. Right, which way did I say I was going to do this? I'm going to have the fancy bits poking out this time. So let's try and line them up so that it is straightish. Like that. And then on the other side, over this big tear, I might pop that flower on to give that a bit of extra protection there. Will the little one do it? No. How did I have it? Like that. Right, let's pop that on then. And that will be that tear taken care of. So I'm not sure if it's really obvious where I've inked the edges and added the gold, but when I'm looking at it, I can't necessarily see it, but I can see the difference. You know, if I pop another page in that hasn't been done, I can really see the difference. So it definitely adds a little something, I think. Oh, let's, should we have the little flower peeking over the edge again? Oh, excuse me, I've got a really itchy nose all of a sudden. Yeah, so, I mean, on these pages, obviously you can see because they're just plain paper, but on the kit pages, I can't always see that I've done it, but then as it catches the light, you know, you get a little glimmer of the gold. And as I say, when I've printed out extra pages, before I've added anything to them, you can see the difference, even if you can't see exactly what the difference is, if that makes sense. So I'm pleased that I've taken the time to do that, because I was sitting here, it took me hours, and I was sitting thinking, am I wasting my time? Nobody's going to ever notice this, but I'm glad I did it. It's all those little things that make a junk journal special, isn't it? It's not necessarily things you can see, but when you take the time to do those things, I think it does make a difference. So that's that page. I'll pop that back in there. Oh, actually, that was at the... right, it's going around that way now. So let's pop something on the other side. Or shall I do something further back? I might do a different page in this signature, because that's quite close to the centre of the signature. So if I do the opposite half, they're going to be quite close together. So let's pick another page. And of course, that where I have put gold round, by adding this trim on, I am covering some of that up, but I'd still rather it was there than it wasn't. So on this page, we're doing this one. What about some of this gold rickrack? That would be quite nice if I can get it on the edge. Oops. I was surprised how much gold stuff I had. I don't think there's a particularly wrong and right on this. When I went through yesterday, I tidied my desk up a bit, took off all the leftovers from the other things that I have been doing, so that I just had things for this journal on my desk. I find it easier to work like that. And then I went through my craft room and tried to pull out anything in my stash that I thought would work in this journal. And I didn't have very much black at all, but I had much more gold than I thought I would have, so that was interesting. I need to get that on the paper so that I don't get glue on my mat. Now I would like that just to peek out a little bit, if possible. And I'd got quite a lot of, when my mum moved last year, my sister bought a house close to my mum, and then my mum moved in with her. And so, you know, she had lots of bits and pieces to get rid of. And she had quite a lot of craft stuff, which I inherited. And I hadn't really had a chance to unpack any of that because we didn't have the space in our old house. So I'm now finding all the things in those boxes that, you know, I knew what I had, but I'd forgotten about them, if you like. So that's how that one's looking. That's quite nice. And because these pages are, you know, they're different widths, it's quite nice. You've got like a waterfall effect there. Right, last one. Get that out of the way. And let's see if there's any damage in here. Not so far. This page really wants to curl. I'm hoping that because it's in the back signature, the weight's going to sort it out. It doesn't look like we've got any torn pages in this one. No signature. No, so we can just do something for the fun of it. So I think I'll put some of that crochet trim on this edge. I was going to use some of this netting stuff that I used in the Seaside journal, but it's a bit tricky to stick down. So that we'll have to save that for something else. Yes, what was I saying? Maybe some more crochet trim. Is this the same crochet trim or is this different? This is really soft, this trim. It's lovely. Right, I'm going to pop some of that on there. Not sure if I'm on camera or not at the moment, but I'm literally just dabbing some glue again on the denser parts of the pattern. And usually I stitch in my journals, and I still might stitch in this one, but I haven't done anything so far because I really would love to stitch in gold metallic thread, and my machine does not like me using metallic thread in it. So I'm thinking if I do stitch anything, I might have to do it by hand. So then I can use the gold metallic thread. So that's why I haven't done anything yet. And I might not do anything in here, you know, you might have a change and just not do machine stitching in this one. We can change things up, can't we? That's the beauty about junk journals. Anything goes, doesn't it? So where's my... Oh, I've dropped my tissue to dab my glue in my pot of water for cleaning my... That was clever, wasn't it? For cleaning my gold ink. Oh, well. Never mind. That's that page. So that looks pretty. I do love a bit of frou-frou on the page edges. Right, so then let's pick one at the front half. Is that one too close? Actually, why don't we just do the other end of that page? Is this the other end, or shall we do the other one? I might do this one. It's not the other end, but... So what should we put on here? So we've got, what have we got so far? We've got crochet trim, we've got that tatty one, we've got 2 lots of gold. Where's that tatty one? Is there any more of that? I might pop some of this on here. Get that out the way. That bit's not long enough. Have some more of that, I think. It's getting darker and darker out there. I think I'll need to go and get my washing in. And I think my glue bottle might need refilling as well. Now that's going to be fun. I've got to find my new bottle of glue that's packed in one of the boxes, because I know I haven't come across that yet. So I wonder where that is. Fun, fun, fun. I thought this might be a bit too Christmassy because it looks a bit tinsely, doesn't it? But actually I don't mind it. I think it works. I think it's okay. So now my hands are absolutely covered in glue because that's like open netting. So the glue's just seeping through there. The other thing I was thinking of doing, because I've used some squared paper in this journal from a paper pad. Let's grab a piece. This paper is actually, I don't know if it's vintage yet, but it's not far off if it isn't. I was using this paper pad when I was studying for my maths degree, and that was when my eldest was a baby, and she is, I always have to think about this. If anyone asks me how old my children are, they're 6, 8 and 10. And as my eldest has 5 children, that's obviously not the case. Well, she'll be 28 this year. So this paper is about 28 years old. I was thinking I might pop these in this paper. I'll do that while the glue's drying. What do you reckon? Do you think that looks nice? There's just an extra little touch and a bit more gold bling. And then if I want to, I can hang things on those, can't I? Yeah, maybe a little bit harder. Oops. Oh, that's better. It does crease the paper when you do it harder, but at least you get that. I was going to say a nice finish, but I've actually dented that now because I did it twice. Never mind, it's a junk journal. It's a junk journal, Karen. Oh, maybe Shall I alternate them? Be like a pattern. How to confuse yourself in one easy step. Well, that's different. I've got arthritis in my hands. It's not a major issue, but I do find it quite hard to squeeze this hard enough. So how does that look? So we've got like 2 different on each side. Think about that. I might do the rest. And if I don't like it, I can just swap this. I've got some more of this paper, I can swap it out. I'd like it if I could get it looking nice without screwing the paper up. But, and on that page actually, that page is next to these, it sort of echoes it, doesn't it? The circles. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. Right, now that was going at the front. That's dry-ish now. So we'll snip that off. That one's not particularly straight, but hey-ho. That's the way it goes. I've obviously slipped that as I was pushing it down. So, did I say slipped it? I mean slid it. Right, so this is what we've done today. Made our edges a little bit more interesting. That looks nice already, doesn't it? And then if we get some fabric or lace tabs on there as well, and we'll have some things at the top. And then I need to start filling the journal, make the cover, and we'll be on our way. So I'll leave it there for today. I know it wasn't very exciting, but you know, sometimes it's just nice to watch the process, isn't it? And if not, you won't have watched it, will you? So thank you for joining me today. Take care, look after yourselves, and enjoy your own crafty time. See you again soon. Bye-bye.